All right, listen up. So, I'm trying to get in the honor band of America. So here's the guide. So it's not very long. It's not very difficult either if you're smart and stuff. So I got I got 6 tips right here. So number one, get straight into it. Consistent practice. You gotta practice every day. And it's Honor Band of America. This is the best band for high school students in America. Probably almost not in the world, but like still, it's the best ensemble. I knew within 5 seconds of playing an honor band of America that it was by far the best band I've ever played with. And I played in all state bands. I played in honor bands and youth wind ensembles in major cities. And by far, the first 5 seconds of just a warm up playing with the band, we played a chord, and I already knew this is the best band, and I was loving it. Next thing, never mind, not next thing, but like consistent practice. So you wanna play with the best, you gotta practice at least an hour a day minimum. That's like barely getting through it. All right, so for example, let's say Honor Band of America HBOA. I'm just gonna keep calling it that. That is due September 1st. Let's say it's due September 1st, and that means you by September 1st, you gotta have it perfectly down. The audition, 2 minutes lyrical, 2 minutes technical. So first, you gotta pick out the piece. So as a saxophone player, I picked Muchinsky Sonata Number One, Movement One, and it's a mix of slow. There's a little fast moments, but it's mainly slow and lyrical. You get to really show your vibrato. You get to show your musicality. You get to show your altissimo. I think that's an important part. So since these players are going to be top tier, especially for saxophone, it's going to be some next level competition. So you got to make sure you include the altissimo, the vibrato, and vibrato altissimo, and just having like clear high notes and good musicality. So pick a piece with altissimo or just like extended technique that's pretty difficult for your age group. And you got to pick a lyrical piece. For example, saxophone. I played Dacinclo. It didn't really have altissimo. The section I had, the 2 minutes I played. Well, I played more like 3 minutes. Um, and I just played the cadenza and the finale. That is some pretty impressive saxophone repertoire. I would pick repertoire that college freshmen would be playing, or such like that, or maybe sophomores. So Ibert, Days and Clo, with some other pieces. I wouldn't play Glasnow. You might get away with like making up your own cadenza and like making it super impressive, but I wouldn't. I might do Glasnow for some lyrical, but not Glasnow for the technical part. I wouldn't do Crescent Sonata 1 for the technical part, but Crescent Sonata 2 is a banger. You already know about that, so you can go ahead and play that for your lyrical part. What's some other pieces? Literally any. Like there's Dubois, the first movement. There's parts of that you can play. There's Fuzzy Bird. Wouldn't recommend that though because that's a risky piece, and you're gonna have to start early if you really want to get that piece ready. Of course, there's all these other pieces you can do and stuff. Let me look. If you're really feeling it, some Albright, maybe some Albright 1. If you're if you're top tier, you already know Albright 4 is a banger. Can't go wrong with that. Well, you can't go wrong with that. It's a hard song, and pick something you're going to be able to learn. There's Carmen Fantasy, Born Carmen Fantasy. There's sections in there. I tried doing that and I failed, but yeah, look up your own pieces. This is for everybody, so I'm not focusing on saxophone. So, consistent practice, at least 2 hours every day. Record yourself after every session. Don't forget your fundamentals, the long tones, tonguing exercises, overtones, stint techniques. Have a section for that. That should be about 40% of your practice session. Then other 60% your repertoire. Start slow. 50 beats per minute, 30 beats per minute on that not lyrical, but for technical stuff. Let's see. Number 2, hard pieces. There's a difference between an easier piece and a hard piece. Of course, whoever plays the best is going to get accepted. But you're over here gunning for 4, 5, 6, 7 slides in all of America. So I would pick a piece that's on the challenging side. But there are asterisks next to this. Don't go play Nuit Ardente. Because, no, that's overkill. If you're going to play Crescent Sonata, you better play it perfectly and beautifully, the best tone, best articulation, best musicality. I would say make sure you don't always have to risk it on the lyrical. You can go a bit easier on the lyrical song, but definitely for the technical song, you just got to be showing out, man. Like, showing out. Number 3, inspiration / accountability. You got to be inspired. It's going to be difficult working up to this because you're like, some people have doubts. Like, there's no way I can be in the best band of America, the honor band of America. But if you're thinking like that, don't think like that because that's not going to help you at all. It's going to push you down. Always think that you can do whatever you put your mind to and think that you're going to beat everybody. And just like say it, I'm going to beat everybody. I'm going to be better than everybody. Nobody's better than me. And with that mindset, you won't have that intimidation factor. There's no reason to be intimidated. You either make the band or you don't make the band. And being scared about not making the band is definitely not going to help you make the band. Accountability. So there's Instagram 100 days challenge. Do that. Do it every day. And don't skimp out of it, like playing the scale and stuff. Post your rep every day. Ask for comments. Ask for critique. Along with that you record yourself playing. You get like used to recording yourself playing, which is the audition basically, and you get critique. And you should also listen back and critique yourself because most of the time you're your best critique. So you get all of that knowledge. And I would follow as many instrumentalists on Instagram or Facebook and stuff. And try to ask them for tips and stuff. Just try to be a sponge and absorb all the knowledge you possibly can. All right. Number 4. This might be the most important one. Start early. The audition is due in September. Why not start in May? You got from May to June. That's 1 month. June to July, 2 months. July to August, 3 months. August to October, I don't even know. August to September. 4 months. That's a lot of time. And by then, you should have a pretty solid audition. That's all you're working on. But like 4 months, you can get a lot done. You can learn Dace and Clone in 4 months. It might not be the best performance wise if you're not focused, but like, why not start on a piece in March? Let's say Solo Ensemble's coming up. You play that piece in March, April, May, June, July, August, September. That's 7 months. If you start early, by the time you're recording yourself playing, it's going to be good. There's only one downfall. You might get bored of the music. Don't pick music you don't like and you don't want to practice. Don't just pick a piece because somebody tells you to do it. Make sure you pick a piece because you personally want to play that piece. Let's see. If you start early and you consistently practice, you can practice 1 hour every single day, and if you start 7 months early, and you practice slow and keep rising it up and stuff, altering your techniques, You will make the honor band of America. Next thing, number 5, perform a lot. You, I heard this thing. You gotta perform like 100 times until you actually feel really comfortable playing. But no, you gotta be performing this all the time. It doesn't matter if it's booty. It doesn't matter if you're 1 month in and you're barely handling the music. You gotta perform those 2 pieces as much as possible. I'm talking about every day. Run through all your rep. So let's say I'm playing Crescent Sonata and Iber 1. You better perform that every single day. Record yourself. Go live on Instagram. It's a part of accountability too. And don't be afraid to put out your work. Don't be like, oh, I suck and stuff. You gotta have confidence, and you wanna be a sponge and absorb criticism, because that will improve you as a player. And there's also listening to all these other recordings and finding influences from them, and influence your tone by listening to instruments you like and incorporating that in your sound too. You want to be unique, and you want to get inspiration, and you need to be accountable, and that's key. I played Days and Clo for 9 months, and I performed that thing like 10 times. And like these are like actual performances, like playing in front of people. Like I got the suit, I got my shoes on and everything. But still, you can be casually playing in the band room, playing it for your friends, family. It really gets you ready, because when you get in that camera, you're gonna be nervous and stuff. But if you performed it like 7 times, you're gonna make minimal mistakes. Always your first performances are pretty bad because you're not used to it. And here's a hack. So let's say for saxophone, you're trying to get in. For, of course, the altos. There's only 4 altos in HBOA. But there is 1 tenor and 1 bari. It's easier to get in on tenor and bari. And I know this from experience. Because alto players are normally more focused on the rep, and the tenor and bari players, unless they're not mainly alto players, they're just there, and they're not as educated on the classical saxophone rep. So maybe audition like on a different instrument. So saxophone, audition on tenor or bari sax. Your chances go up. Even though there's 1 slot, your chances are probably a little bit higher than than alto. But it doesn't hurt to audition the same rep on alto as you do on bari or tenor. But don't wait till the last day and try to do that. It won't work. Like bass clarinet. I'm not sure about bass clarinet. That's pretty competitive also. But clarinet, they always take a bunch of clarinets. Because, there's always lots of clarinets in bands. 13, 7, 10. That's still way more than 4 alto saxophones. So audition on clarinet, you have a higher chance. Trumpet, higher chance. Some obscure instruments like harp. Who plays the harp? But like, you play the harp, easy money. And that's basically it. I'm gonna recap. Consistent practice, at least 2 hours a day, every day. Hard pieces, but within your range. You want these pieces to actually push you as a person. Inspiration, accountability. You always need to watch other players better you, inspire you, and you need to hold yourself accountable by posting and getting critique all the time. Start early. That's the most important. Start early. And by the time you perform, you're there. You're ready. Perform a lot. Almost the same thing as starting early. You start early, perform a bunch, you're going to be ready. Self-critique, which is almost like accountability. Always nitpick yourself. And that's the basics of how to get an HBOA. Do those steps, I promise you. Easy money, HBOA.